Right now on 13 Action News Live at 11, a day of action. Protesters gathered in dozens of cities across the country, rallying against the separations and detentions of immigrant families at the border. And right here in the Valley, protesters against the policy took to the streets downtown. 13 Action News reporter Nina Porciuncula has a closer look at the Families Belong Together rallies.
A message heard from coast to coast, including hundreds of protesters in downtown Las Vegas Saturday.
I want people to see how many people in Vegas and across the United States, how we are angry.
People gathered outside the federal courthouse demanding an end to President Trump's zero-tolerance immigration policy and calling for the immediate reunion of migrant families. The president signed an executive order last week reversing his administration's practice of separating families, but still more than 2,000 children are waiting to be reunited with their parents.
He's making America, which is a place for everybody to be free, a place that's closed off and not welcome.
Some lawmakers are calling on the government to abolish Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. Trump defending ICE, tweeting his support to the great and brave men and women of ICE, saying they're doing a fantastic job.
Kids need their families, like they need to be together.
Meanwhile, protesters are urging others to take action.
This one we can make right. We can make it right today.
Nina Porciuncula, 13 Action News.
And President Trump sent out a couple more tweets about immigration and the zero-tolerance policy. Trump claims he never encouraged Republican lawmakers to vote for an immigration bill, and in another tweet says, quote, "It could never have gotten enough Democrats as long as there's a 60-vote threshold." Now, this comes after a tweet Wednesday before that congressional vote where he said, quote, "House Republicans should pass the strong but fair immigration bill." And breaking news, the longest-running headliner on the Strip has ended its run at the Link Hotel. Frank Marino's Divas Las Vegas had a run of more than 30 years here in the city. That's all according to the star of the show himself, Frank Marino, who tells us Caesars Entertainment and Divas decided on a mutual separation. The show features an all-star cast of female impersonators. Last Tuesday was the show's final performance. And Frank is no stranger to us at Channel 13. He's had appearances on 13 Action News Live at midday for the past 11 years to provide recaps and commentary on ABC's Dancing with the Stars each season. And don't worry, Frank assures us he will be back. He's looking forward to returning to Channel 13 next season. Well, new at 11, a group of police officers and firefighters took to the streets tonight to look for illegal fireworks. Metro joined the Las Vegas and Clark County fire departments to form an illegal fireworks task force. Those found with illegal fireworks could face a $1,000 citation and the cost of disposal. Don't call 311 or 911 to report them. Instead, go online to ispyfireworks.com. The task force will be monitoring that website.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm 13 First Alert meteorologist Dan Broadus. Now outside this evening, not too bad. Temperatures drop nicely, comfortable with the dry air around, and hey, 10 degrees cooler than our high, 93 degrees. That current temperature right now, still looking pretty good. 90 out in Henderson, 93 north Las Vegas. As we head into the overnight hours, yes, our temperature's looking all right. We're going to be close to average of 80 degrees, probably right around 81 or 82 in Las Vegas. That sunshine tomorrow allows temperatures to increase quite a bit. We're going to be warmer than today. We got some heat to talk about next week, but the good news is for the holiday itself, temperatures will be coming down. We'll take a look at that holiday forecast coming up. Tom.
All right, thanks, Dan. A man is facing arson charges after allegedly starting a 38,000-acre wildfire in Colorado. That fire is still growing and is forcing evacuations. Colorado's governor has already made a disaster declaration. The fire started Wednesday, but high temperatures, wind, and low humidity are making it difficult for firefighters. The sheriff's office says they can't release much information on how that fire was started because the case is still under investigation. In California, a 4,000-acre wildfire is forcing people near Sacramento to evacuate their homes. The fire started Saturday and exploded into a massive blaze in just a few hours. Crews have been using choppers, fire engines, and air tankers to try and fight that blaze. Firefighters say that fire is dangerously close to structures. Teams say high temperatures, gusty winds, and low humidity is making it difficult to get control of the fire. Well, new at 11, dog owners near Buffalo and Farm Road are rallying together after a dog is shot point blank and killed by another dog owner during a walk. As they remember Leo the dog, they also want to make sure this doesn't happen again. At a popular path for an evening stroll, dog owners holding their furry friends a little tighter tonight.
You're supposed to be safe here. You're not.
These warnings posted near Rhodes Elementary.
It's scary to know that you can't take your dog. What if I take my Doberman out and somebody sees him as a threat?
It's all in memory of Tom Fossum's dog, Leo.
Very difficult to sleep. I wake up seeing that gunshot going off on my dog.
The day before Father's Day, Tom was walking Leo when Leo got into a barking match with another dog, and the other dog's owner pulled a gun and shot and killed Leo.
He just took something very special away from me. That was my best friend.
But what has these dog lovers upset is that after reviewing the case, CCSD police told us the other dog's owner was not at fault. Fossum says that's not good enough for him. He's been working with animal groups since this happened and wants to review the report himself. Neighbors worrying this could easily happen again.
Some justice has to be served. One way or another, I don't care how, but you just don't go out on a walk and you're able to shoot an animal.
The number of tourists visiting Reno and Washoe County over the year has topped the 5 million mark. This is the first time that that's happened since 2007. Officials say increased visitation was from a strong U.S. economy, a renewed push to market Reno and Tahoe, and the arrival of some high-profile companies like Apple, Google, and Tesla. Governor Brian Sandoval says that the Reno area is in the midst of a renaissance. And Nevada casino winnings move back above the $1 billion mark in May. That's a 5% increase from last year. The Nevada Gaming Control Board reported casinos earned $954 million in April. That was the first time that the monthly statewide figure had fallen below $1 billion. President Trump says he'll be interviewing Supreme Court candidates from his golf club in New Jersey, where he and his family are spending the weekend. The president says there's one question, though, that he won't be asking the contenders: how they might vote on Roe versus Wade. ABC's Chuck Sievertson has more.
The president up early this morning, weighing in on the much-anticipated announcement of his second Supreme Court pick, tweeting, "I will be making my choice for Justice of the United States Supreme Court on the first Monday after the July 4th holiday, July 9th. Earlier, aboard Air Force One, he told reporters he's narrowed his short list to 5, adding that 2 of those candidates are women. And despite his campaign promises to the contrary, the president telling Fox News the position of any of these prospective nominees on abortion is not critical.
Are you going to ask your nominees beforehand how they might vote on Roe versus Wade?
Well, that's a big one, and probably not. They're all saying, don't do that, you don't do that, you shouldn't do that, but I'm putting conservative people on.
For conservatives, including many evangelicals, it's believed this pick could ultimately lead to the reversal of the landmark case. For abortion rights advocates,
women's lives are at risk. This is about whether we are going to criminalize women's health care decisions.
It's been just 3 days since Justice Kennedy announced his retirement. Republicans, with a slim 1-vote majority in the Senate, pushing to fill the seat ahead of the midterms.
We now know that the person who replaces him, whoever it might be, will affect American life maybe for decades to come.
Lawmakers readying for an all-out confirmation battle. Democrats already trying to stop any vote, echoing the argument Republicans used when they blocked President Obama's nominee Merrick Garland in an election year.
No one makes it to the Supreme Court without going through the United States Senate. And in the United States Senate, everyone has a vote.
Chuck Sievertson, ABC News, New York.
Looking ahead now, a public viewing will be held tomorrow for Richard Harrison, otherwise known as the Old Man from Pawn Stars. The viewing is from 9 a.m. to noon at Palm Mortuary. That's near Deer Springs and North Jones. A private viewing will be held after. Harrison passed away on Monday after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. He was 77 years old. St. Jude's Ranch for Children planted a healing garden in Boulder City. Children who live at the ranch and staff completed phase 1 of the community garden with 6 planting beds and fruit trees. A gardening program will also be developed to teach children about life skills. It'll also help children experience fresh food. Well, she's known for her dance moves instead of her surgical ones, and you might have seen her videos on the internet. The dancing doctor is now facing more fallout, but not because of her music videos. And claims of bullying in the classroom aren't rare, but this parent says it was a trusted school official making comments questionable about her son. A trip of a lifetime goes up in smoke. A group of high school graduates say a travel company swindled them out of thousands. And count on Chopper 13 to bring you breaking news fast and first. We'll be right back. Scary stuff there. New video out of Japan catching a fiery failure to launch. An unmanned rocket came crashing down just seconds after liftoff. The craft was filled with ethanol and liquid oxygen, causing a massive explosion when its engine failed. No injuries were reported. Now to the woman known as the dancing doctor. Georgia officials have put a stop to her surgical moves. The physician also forbidden to call herself a doctor for at least the next 2 years. Here's ABC's Adrian Bankert.
She had them apple bottom jeans.
The woman known as Dr. Booty, infamous for dancing and singing around her sedated patients, isn't operating anymore.
Okay, ladies, now let's join Sexy Nation.
Wendell Boutte agreed to give up her medical license for at least 2.5 years. But those questionable videos aren't even mentioned in court documents. The board instead determined Boutte failed to perform to minimal standards after investigating 7 of her former clients. It found most had no pre- or post-op exams at all. In one case, a patient received a different procedure than was listed in medical records, and a surgical assistant did surgery without supervision. That woman now has brain damage. With evidence, an unlicensed person in the room at the time was held out to be a nurse. Boutte told our Steve Osunsami,
I have medical assistants that are well trained in what we do, because we do it every day.
So you don't have any nurses in your office?
Not at present.
So
I did at one time, yes.
Adrian Bankert reporting there. Well, the mother of a 5-year-old boy is outraged. She's calling on the Miami-Dade School District to take action against a kindergarten teacher who she says bullied her son. Candy Escada says after her complaints were ignored by Banyan Elementary School, she put a recorder in her son Aaron's backpack. If you listen closely, you can hear what Escada claims is the teacher calling him a loser. And at another point, Aaron's mom claims the teacher complains about both of them. Take a listen.
Aaron, you loser. You still don't know how to write. I feel sorry for your mom.
The district says the principal previously met with the boy's mother and moved Aaron to another class. Miami-Dade Schools issued a statement saying, quote, if the allegations are substantiated, there will be disciplinary action. Efforts to locate 12 boys and their soccer coach in a cave in Thailand has picked up pace. There's now a break in the rain, easing flooding and giving another chance for more crews to join the mission. Pumping water out of the cave hasn't solved the problem. Experts are now finding shafts on the outside of the cave to enter blocked off areas. Australian police and military personnel were deployed today to join other multinational teams. A group of California high school graduates are scammed out of big bucks. A company paid to set up their class trip to Mexico leaves them with nothing but anger. Here's ABC's Marcy Gonzalez.
Smiling and ready for the trip of a lifetime, this group of recent high school graduates showing up to the airport only to learn they say the thousands of dollars they paid for their senior trip to Mexico got them nothing.
To the last detail, They really got our trust and manipulated us.
The group of about 30 students from Southern California say they saved for months, each paying about $1,500 to a company called Senior Grad Trips for a vacation to Cancun, telling us they got the disappointing news during check-in.
Delta told us that all of our seats were reserved.
At one point.
However, 2 days prior, he canceled it.
The students say the Cancun hotel didn't have reservations either.
Senior Grad Trips is a scam.
The owner of Senior Grad Trips, George Barragan, telling ABC News the company made all purchases as promised, saying the flight issue appears to have been some problem with Delta. The airline denies that, telling ABC News we never received payment in full for any of the tickets. Barragan did not respond to our follow-up request, but this is not the first complaint of this kind about Senior Grad Trips. The company has an F rating with the Better Business Bureau, and Barragan is reportedly under investigation in at least 2 states. Experts say travelers should always research the company they're booking through and double-check reservations.
Good advice there. Marcy Gonzalez reporting. Barragan has promised a full refund within 30 days. The students say, though, that that's not enough. They want to see him prosecuted.
Now, 13 First Alert weather.
I hope your night's going pretty well. I know weather looking all right, so if you have any outdoor plans, no issues there. High temperatures today, a little warm, 103, so not terrible by any means. That's actually average, right where we should be. 104 downtown was the high, 102 Southern Highlands. Now, right now, we've cooled off actually pretty nicely. 10 degrees cooler at this hour, 93 degrees here at McCarran. Hey, look at that, Summerlin. 84 degrees already right now, 95 downtown, 93 North Las Vegas, 79 out in Red Rock. Once you get just a little outside the city, it's actually very comfortable. All right, so dry weather in place. I know the monsoon started well. It doesn't seem like it because it's been so dry. There's no clouds. We have no rain. It's still a little early in the season, though, for us to get rainfall, but there are some signs of hope by the end of the week. Look at what happened Saturday. Look at the greens in Arizona. That actually could lead to some rainfall there by the weekend. We stay dry. Look at this. Anytime you have these browns overhead, it is so dry. You're not going to even get clouds out there. So things looking very sunny all week, but there's signs by the end of the week that it's going to start ramping up down to our south. So the first life of the monsoon looks like it's going to be kicking in. Pollen counts, moderate, not going to change much throughout the week. Bad news, air quality sensitive, definitely not good news either. Ozone levels are high, and with the fireworks going around, you know, people are shooting them off. Air quality is not looking great, especially this week. 4th of July is always one of those weeks that air quality kind of is not great, so just keep that in mind. Ozone is what's causing it right now, so if you're sensitive to air quality, you're going to notice it, especially if you're outside for a long period of time. Take a look at June. It's been a warm month, 103 today. At least we finished off where we should be, but only 4 temperatures throughout the month fell below the actual average high temperature, and the average low, 2. Only 2 below average every other day. So warm, and we're going to feel that heading into July as well. Temperatures looking above average for most of the week. 80 in Las Vegas tonight, so a little bit cooler than this morning by a degree, that's it, and only 1 away from the average. The average is 79, so pretty close to that. 105 for North Las Vegas tomorrow. We're going 106 at McCarran. It's going to be a little warmer than what we saw today, but not terrible. At least we're avoiding 110. Taking a look at the tropics, we like to look at the tropics to see some rainfall potential here. Well, it's not going to happen. Amelia's falling apart, moving back off to sea. The other storm is going to follow its tracks right out to sea, not affect any landfall. So we are looking dry because the tropics are not adding anything. And you're going to notice the dry weather all week with that sunshine. 104 on Tuesday. Winds will pick up a little bit Tuesday. Call it breezy. It's not going to be a horribly windy day. We could have a gust up to 20, 25 miles per hour by Tuesday afternoon. The 4th itself, a slight breeze in the afternoon, nothing bad. 103 by the evening. If you're going to go out there for fireworks anywhere around town, looking nice. We're talking mid-90s, light winds, clear skies. Should be pretty good 4th. And hey, anytime a holiday falls on the coolest day in the 7-day planner, that's a good thing because 110 plus, very possible by next weekend.
Take advantage of it while you can, and that's what they were doing right here in Vegas. Such a nice night. Why not start the 4th early? That's what was going on today. People on the Strip treated to a couple shows tonight. The first one was held at Caesar's Palace, lasted about 20 minutes. Then a second show was at 10 o'clock at the Plaza Hotel. Along with the patriotic display, the hotel also hosting a rooftop pool party and a hot dog eating contest. Well, God bless America, and it's still not even July yet, so the party's just beginning. For more holiday celebrations in the Valley, visit our website at ktnv.com. Well, flipping homes has become a way for some to make money in hot housing markets, but one company is doing something a little bit different with the profits. And don't forget to download KTNV Mobile. It's in the App Store and in Google Play. It's free and lets you watch 13 Action News video anywhere you have mobile service. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Well, house flipping is one way people are taking advantage of the hot retail market right now. So why not tap into that demand and help others? Scripps reporter Kumasi Aaron shows us the fast flip that could have a lasting impact for a lot of people in need.
I saw this place a day ago, and I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
Toby Tansler is talking about the transformation taking place right in front of his eyes. He and dozens of people working to make the house that looked like this when they started into a masterpiece ready for sale. But here's the catch. They're doing it in 72 hours.
All these people here, they're volunteering their time, they're volunteering services, they're coming together for people they're never going to meet in their lives, which is it's an inspiring thing.
The volunteers are professionals and regular folks all here with the buyout company. The company usually buys homes, fixes them up, and sells them for a profit. But in this case, the money they get after the house sells will go to charity. That's an estimated $100,000, making every step.
Finishing the basement, new landscaping, fencing, air conditioner, electric, plumbing.
All the more fulfilling.
A little bit more a sense of accomplishment and being able to do that. To be a part of it, and then for the great causes as well that it's going to go and benefit.
The work done here translates to money for a local high school cross-country team and a middle school leadership team. And it also means money for 2 organizations in Africa. One helping women become more self-sufficient, and the one Toby leads helping children get access to books.
Most of the children don't even have a book that they've ever held in their hands, yet we're going to be able to give them a state-of-the-art library where kids can go. The whole community is going to be changed because of this project.
Jens Anderson thinks that's well worth his time.
It feels great to be able to help them.
And he's receiving as much as he's giving.
I definitely think it builds communities and grows them closer together as we serve together.
This is the result of all their hard work. Flipping the script on flipping houses, giving new life in more ways than one. I'm Kumasi Aaron.
Well, more than a half-century ago, 2 men meet under the worst of circumstances. Now, a chance encounter between their families leads to a bittersweet reunion. We'll be right back. A bittersweet reunion. A chance meeting leads a Holocaust survivor to reunite with the man who saved him. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
A bittersweet reunion more than half a century after these 2 men first met in Dachau concentration camp, a place of unimaginable horror. At least 30,000 murdered there during the Holocaust. Nikola Chaprenko, just 19 at the time, a Nazi prisoner. This inmate number replacing his name.
I was like a skeleton. I was weighed about 80 pounds.
20-year-old Henry Stumeyer, an American soldier, among the heroes who liberated Dachau in 1945, forging freedom for Nick, who would change his last name to Hope before moving to America. Both men going on to start families and lead separate lives, until a chance encounter between their sons, who realized their fathers, both now in their 90s, live just 1 mile apart in California.
Praise the Lord that I'm here.
The images and memories from that day still painful to recount.
I couldn't go through it again.
But 70 years later, an unbreakable bond drawing them closer than ever.
Thanks as a brother, he delivered. Saved my life.
Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
And they lived only 1 mile away. Amazing story there. Well, we'll be right back. And right now, here's a live look out at the valley. You're watching 13 Action News, where we bring you breaking news fast and first. We'll be right back. All right, well, if you want to beat the heat, we have a couple of soda shops specializing in customizing some unique flavor combinations that are right here in the valley you can check out. First up, Pop Drinks, located on South Fort Apache Road in West Tropicana. It has some Vegas-themed drinks. A favorite of our digital producer that he tried was the Golden Knight. It has Mountain Dew, blackberry, raspberry, and vanilla cream. And second, Fizz Drinks on West Flamingo in the 215 Beltway. Their drinks have a little bit more flair, some tasty Italian soda, and frozen hot chocolate. Well, you might need them when we're pushing 110 later this week for sure. All right, well, that's 13 Action News live at 11. We're always on at ktnv.com, our mobile app, and our Roku channel. From all of us here at Channel 13, have a good night, and thanks for watching.